there. Today we're going to talk about some interesting issues, basically Spanish paperwork. Many of you may have heard of the words NIE or Residencia. Unfortunately, it does seem to cause a lot of confusion with people, but it's pretty straightforward, to be honest with you. Lots of people aren't sure whether they should apply for the NIE or the Residency when they first move to Spain. There's a simple question to answer this. Are you planning on living in the country for more than 3 months? If you are, you don't even need to bother applying for an NIE, you can go straight for a Residencia. NIE is actually a number that's allocated to a foreigner. It's like an identification number. This is many years old. If you're just buying a house here or a car and you don't plan to spend more than 3 months, an NIE number will suffice. And that's basically an A4 certificate that you receive, and you'll see here that's your NIE number. This number is for life, it does not change. The only thing that changes is this piece of paper. The Spanish love their bureaucracy, and this piece of paper is only valid for 3 months. So if you're planning to buy a holiday home or you're planning to buy a car but you're not intending to make Spain as your main residence, apply for an NIE number. If you're planning to move permanently, as I say, with children, putting them into school, go straight for the Residency. The residency application procedure is quite simple, but some people make a lot of money out of it. I have actually published a book that's €9.99 and that will explain exactly how to fill out your residency or NIE application forms. I'll give you the link to that at the end of the video. Residency application procedure is a little bit more complicated now in Spain because they require proof of funds, proof of income. They don't want you to be a burden on the state. It was a lot easier before and a lot of people abuse the system. So now, as a guideline, I say we're December 2013, I spoke to the local Policía Nacional this morning, and they advised me that the current amount of about €5,200 per person, per family member, is likely to rise in January again next year. That's something that you'll see over here in Spain. The procedures are always changing. It's important to do your research, contact somebody that knows, and find out what the current procedures are. So the important things for applying for your residency are proof of where you're living, proof of income, and also health insurance. Unless you set up a Spanish company or you're going to be self-employed and you can prove that, you must have private medical insurance. Again, if you want more information about that, please just contact me. When you get your residency, this is my old residency card that used to be valid for 5 years. This is no longer the case. These very handy little pieces of card don't exist anymore. We now have this, which is the green residency form. It actually says Certificado de Registro de Ciudadano de la Unión. It basically means that you are registered as a foreigner living in Spain. This does not necessarily affect your tax residency. That's something you need to speak to an expert about, and we can talk about that later on. Luckily, this A4 piece of paper has now been replaced by this little piece of paper. Similar size to the old card, but very, very flimsy and completely impractical because there's no photograph on it either, so you can't use it as a means of ID. So although you need to present this for legal purposes, you now also need to carry your passport around with you. And finally, another little piece of paper, one of the very many you'll come across when you move over here, is your Certificado de Empadronamiento. This is you basically registering at your local town hall. If you're not sure whether you should or shouldn't do this, do seek advice, but generally it's putting you on the residence list. It means that your town hall gets more money for roads and for schools, and at the end of the day, if you're moving over here, that's really what you're interested in. It's the safety, security and the environment that we're putting our children in. So that's a very quick summary of NIE and residency in Spain. It's something that you have to sort out, and it's something that you sort out immediately once you come over here. As I say, I'll put the link to the book that I've published on it, and if you've got any questions at all, don't hesitate to ask me. The Spanish paperwork is famous for being, as they say, the burro, which is the donkey of the Spanish bureaucracy, but there's always a way around it, and I'm here to help you. Okay, see you soon.